Okay, so this would be our last video for chapter 2. Again, we're on page 135. We just did the actual stock level to see for each item whether or not those items to be ordered. If it was more than 75, it would say okay. If it's under 75 items shown in column A, it tells us to order. So I want to make sure that I can see the information pretty good. So I'm going to highlight from H14 down to H42. I'm going to highlight that range. And on my Home tab, I'll go back to my Home tab. In my Styles group, I'm going to click where it says Conditional Formatting. All right. I'm going to highlight the Sales Rules and then choose where it says Text That Contains. And click on that button. And it said cells that contain what? I'm going to type in the word order because that's what I put in. I'll type in the word order. And then in the second box for the actual color, click my drop down arrow and click where it says to custom format. We're now on page 136. So on the font tab, under the font style, I'm going to choose bold italic. Under the color arrow, under my theme colors, they said to choose in the last column, click on the first color, which is here, and it gives you a preview. That should be the green accent 6. Make sure you got the right one. Yep, that's it. So that's the right color. And then click on the OK button. And then click on the OK button again. So notice now, whenever it says order, those are highlighted. So I can see quickly which items we need to actually order. All right. So now I'm going to go, we completed that portion of it. I'm going to highlight cell A14 through A42. And again, this shows the quantity in stock. Highlight from A14 through A42. Again, in my styles group, under where it says conditional formatting. This time, choose where it says data bars. And under the gradient field, click the orange data bar, which is here. So now notice that we can easily see the actual quantity, not just the number, because there's a data bar that shows us how many items we have in stock for these different inventory items. So once again, just some Excel functions that make your spreadsheet more manageable by doing these different type of functioning. We're almost done. Now I'm going to highlight the range from F14 through F42. Again, F14 through F42. Now for this section, from my Home tab again, in my editing group, I'm going to click where it says to find and select. And then click where it says replace. So now I'm going to replace something in this cell or this row with something different. So I'm going to, where it says find what, type in erosion. So it's going to look for the word erosion in the range we selected. Make sure you spell it correctly. And replace that with erosion control. So this allows you to make a change pretty quickly without having to do it manually. So we're going to replace the word erosion with when it says erosion control. All right. So that's going to be the information. So go ahead and click where it says to replace all. And in all, there should have been a total of 13 replacements. So I'll go ahead and click on the OK button. So again, we replaced the word erosion with erosion control. So now go ahead and close out of that particular function. All right. We're on page 137. We're going to go down to cell, we're in the name box. We're going to type in cell A44. So by doing that, it'll jump us to cell A44. Okay. And in cell A44, we want to put an actual date and time on our information. So now go to your formulas tab and your function library group, which is here. Click where it says date and time and go down to where it says now. And what it's going to do is show you the actual time that you completed the actual project. So often in corporate, you may have a deadline date, and so you can stamp the actual time you completed the actual work. It'll say volatile right now, meaning the date and time will not remain as entered, but it's going to update every time it's opened up. But I'm going to click on the OK button for right now, and it shows me the exact date and time that I completed this actual workbook, being 10/23 at 6:01 p.m. Okay, so we're almost done. Next up, I'm going to go through the process of learning how to freeze some information that changed the actual view. So again, we're on page 138. Click on Control Home, and that will take us to the top of your toolbar. Again, Control Home will take us to cell A1. All right. I want to scroll down until row 21 display at the top of my screen. So I want to scroll until row 21. Almost there. Go the other way. So row 21 will be at the top of my screen. All right. I want to then press Control Home again. And then from the row hidden arrow, select row 14. So this time I want to select row 14. So I want to select row 14. And I'm going to do what's called a freeze. So I'm going to click on the View tab. And now the View tab in my window group, which is here, I'm going to click where it says to freeze the panes. And then click where it says freeze panes. So now what you'll notice is that the top information stays there, but I can still see my headings as it shows me the information because I froze row A1 from row 1 through 13. So if I scroll again, it'll keep showing me the other information, but I can still see the topics, which is the headings, the quantity, item, etc. That stays on my actual screen. So that's a pretty neat function in Excel, so that if I don't want to see all the information, I can still see certain information. So to unfreeze it, click where it says freeze pane, and then click where it says to unfreeze the pane. One last thing, I'm going to create an actual table, and that'll pretty much be it for this particular one. So now we're on page 139. All right. So I've unfroze it. So now go to your Insert tab. So click on your Insert tab, and in your Tables group, which is here, click where it says Table. And if necessary, I'm going to click here where it says My Table Has a Header. For me, it's necessary, so I'm going to click there. All right. Now we're on page 140. So the actual range for our table I can't really see this number, look like we're going from A14 to H42. I think, I can't really see this number. Let's just try that. Look like the range they're picked again is going to be from A14 to H42. Okay, I'm going to try that. So it's saying where's the data coming from? We're going to say it's coming from A14 to H42. I hope that's right. And then I'm going to click on the OK button. All right, so what it did now is create an actual table for us. So now I have a table from A14 down to H42, and that is the actual right range. So now what you have is your table tools bar up. So I'm going to go to my design tab. So click where it says design. And under my table styles group, which is here, I'm going to click on the more button. Let me make sure I can get over there. Scroll on over. And it shows me different types of tables. And under the more button, under the lights, which is here, I want to find table style light 16. So they're going to give me a number. That's 9. That's 16. So click where it says table style light 16. And now I have an actual table. So the good thing is with a table, I can sort things by different types of information. So for example, if I look at my retail price, which is here. So if I want to sort things, I can click here and I can sort things such as smallest to largest. So I'm going to click where it says smallest to largest. And so now notice that it'll show me the smallest price first, followed by the largest price. So I can choose it that way, or in my category, I can select it where it's going to be from Z to A. So I want to click here and I'm going to click from Z to A. And now the information is going to be in alphabetical order in reverse from Z to A. And I see that I should have chose one more column up, but that's okay. You can still see the information. And so with the filter again, go to my category again, I can check this one. If I want to only see a certain type, I can click where it says select all to get rid of all of them. And then click where it says maple and then click OK. It only shows me the information for the actual maple. So you can kind of play around with it to see the different options you have on the actual table. And that's pretty much it for project A2A. So you can see the different Excel functions that were demonstrated in this particular chapter. So you'll use this information to complete your chapter 2 homework. Okay? All right.